Leadership is a contract. People vote for you because they expect you to stand for them and improve their living conditions. How can I satisfy every Gambian? Left to me alone, if I had the power to make sure that no Gambian becomes sick or goes hungry or is poor, I would have given it to every Gambian, irrespective of whether they like me or not. That's 5 years for the Gambian.
Good evening from Banjul and welcome to the 10 o'clock news, and we begin with the headlines. President Jammeh reiterates his administration's uncompromising stance on corruption and drug abuse at the traditional parade marking the 17th anniversary of the July 22nd revolution. The health sector received an X-ray machine worth 30,000 euros from ABS Frankfurt Oder, an organization based in Germany. Racial Islamists in Somalia deny international aid workers access to areas they control, but the UN says it will continue delivering aid to the starving population. And Egypt's caretaker prime minister forms a new government dominated by ministers who served in the Mubarak administration against the backdrop of calls for faster political reforms. These stories and much more coming ahead in the news. I am Fatou Kamara. Thank you for joining us. Thousands of Gambians and friends of the Gambia this morning gathered at Arch 22 in Banjul to mark the 17th anniversary of the July 22nd revolution that ushered in the Second Republic. The event, which saw a parade by the armed and security services of the Gambia, school children and voluntary organizations, was presided over by His Excellency the President of the Republic, Sheikh Professor Alhaji Dr. Yahya Jammeh. Abdul Njai reports the theme for this year's commemorations is mobilizing positive youth energy for enhanced national development.
17 years, not a long time in history, but so significant in the country's development process. For a government that skeptics said was not going to survive its 4th anniversary, the commemoration marking that historic takeover in July 1994 can therefore never be ordinary. But making it across the murky waters of Gambia's political system was also not easy. Nonetheless, the intervening years of President Jammeh's government has provided the nation far more developments than its opponents will want to acknowledge.
Today marks 17 solid years since the Gambia turned a new and progressive page in its political and socio-economic history. It is the moment that banished the period of decadence into the abyss of history of our dear motherland and heralded a new dawn of peace, security, and rapid socio-economic development.
The youth have again taken center stage in his address at the Arch 22. In spite of the substantial investment made in the crucial sectors of the economy, the imbalance has not yet shifted.
The theme for this year's celebration is mobilizing positive youth energy for enhanced national development. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the essence of this year's theme is to harness the positive inclinations of the youth
against their negative orientations, dovetail towards sustained and gradual socio-economic development of our country.
The years preceding the July 1994 military takeover were uncertain and the need for change was too obvious. But having come from a group of young officers of the Gambia Armed Forces only points to the negativity of the period at the time. The political system was hijacked and corruption was embedded as part and parcel of the political system. After having fixed these malpractices, the president is certainly not allowing the opportunity for their reoccurrence. And as he announced, there is no letting go of the anti-corruption crusade. Great events are celebrated and the efforts of men behind those events are acknowledged. And the 17th anniversary of the July 22nd revolution was poised to be a memorable one in terms of culture and mystic. Long queues had been formed and the march along the independence drive past the presidential days was just an extraordinary spell in the whole process. While he stood to take the salute under the raging heat of the day, so was in standby a string of other events lined up for the commemoration. And the resumption of the second leg of his dialogue with the people tour is also being catered for. Abdunjai, Grts.
One sector that benefited tremendously from the policies of the APRC government is the health sector. Well, on the eve of the 17th anniversary of the revolution, ABS Frankfurt Oder, an organization based in Germany, donated an X-ray machine worth 30,000 euros to the sector. Louis Mendy tells us more about the handing over ceremony.
Development in the Gambia's main referral hospitals comes as a major boost to medical and health authorities who took turns to highlight the differences it could bring in healthcare delivery.
The quality of X-ray films will improve, and it means that the picture will be more clear and the diagnosis will be more accurate. And once you get an accurate diagnosis, it means that you are improving the healthcare delivery to the patient. So that's very, very important to work in a system where the equipment work with the optimum function, and then you can give the best treatment as far as the facilities are there.
The donation of this equipment is going to help in a great deal by improving the healthcare delivery system within RDTH. We've had X-ray equipments. The ones that we had before, I got information that they are all at the moment. So by bringing this thing and with a technical support from overseas to install it, at least it will go a long way in alleviating some of the problems we encounter, especially with regard to X-ray.
Professor Kali is the Chief Medical Director, RVTH.
According to the donor, they are going to take care of maintenance of this machine. So as far as I'm concerned, the maintenance problem here has been solved and the machine will continue to work. So long as the agreement is that, or along the donation, they are going to supply the personnel to maintain the machine. And maintenance is a problem in African countries in general, so we have solved these problems.
Mamadi Cham, the Director of Health Services, thanked the donors for their intervention in a sector that is seen as crucial to national development. He promised that the equipment will be put to good use. For the donors, partnering with the Gambia, especially when it is something that has to do with bettering the lot of the citizenry, is central to their agenda. Hatabu Jame, a Gambian working with the donor organization in Germany, explained that the cooperation started 5 years ago, in the course of which other health facilities such as the Batokunku Health Center was boosted with medicaments. Louis Mendy, GRTS.
A magazine published by the Gambia Police Force has started hitting newsstands. Poliso, as it is called, will seek to better inform the public about policing, activities being implemented by the force and developments in the ranks of the GPF. Samuel Ba has more.
It is the first ever magazine to be published by the law enforcers since the introduction of policing in the Gambia in 1885. The publication, among other things, aims to raise public understanding of the role of the police as public servants.
Main aim of the magazine is to bridge the gap between the police and the general public. Of course, we have a unit called the community policing that also help us to bridge that gap, but this magazine will go a long way in complementing